Day 45 and I've just left Zaječar. Quite fantastic afternoon session on the bike that yielded 80 kilometers. And looking at the stats last night, I thought Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, a mere 2 days away, 220 kilometers, and Bulgaria is where I'm heading now. I'm about to cross the border for country 10 of the tour. Conditions today similar to yesterday, very cold, 1-2 degrees perhaps, drizzle and winds from the east today, so I think I'm going to get a little bit in my face, but hopefully not too bad. Bulgaria. Cold, snowy. In the trees out of the wind for a second, but out in the open it's pretty windy, it's pretty wet. It's very cold and I'm doing just about enough to keep warm by getting the watts down. On paper, pretty adverse conditions. Really enjoying myself, it's great. Just to give you an idea of conditions today, can't really see much at all, which is a bit of a shame. It'd be nice to see what was up the hill. Barely anybody about. All these places seem to be abandoned. There's been a few people, but very few, and lots of empty houses. No sign of a cafe or a shop. So good job I stocked up across the border, and just progress today. Just been absolutely nailing the KMs. Belgradchik, 1:30, and it's been properly snowing for the last hour or two. I actually realised it's the 1st of December today, and it's the first time that I've had proper snow on the bike, so winter has arrived right on time. I've been really enjoying watching these stalactites form on the edge of my helmet. Even though I'm keen to push on, I'm going to actually see if I can find a cafe in this town and get out the snow for a little bit. Well, I've ascended here to the fortress of Belgradchik. Get the impression it's the off-season. Is this chap? Well, I've been swiftly ejected from the fortress for not having a ticket, and so in these very bleak conditions I'm going to continue. I've been on the bike from 8:30 to 1:30 before I stopped at a cafe, and having got data again in Bulgaria, put it in Google Maps, 60 kilometers. Absolutely shocking sounding average, 12k an hour. It just doesn't seem to add up. I've just stopped in this little shelter for a nav check, and I've realised why it took me so long. My average was so bad, because actually it only took me 4 hours because I've gone forward an hour. I've actually changed time zones. I've gone that far east, so actually I've got another hour of light that I didn't think I would have. And there's some very interesting rocks here, quite famous. I didn't get a chance to get any pictures on the way down because I just couldn't face stopping to get the phone out. But if you fancy seeing a few more of those, then Google is your friend. Dolny Lum. Afternoon scenes, little break under the shelter, and coffee brewing. Really enjoying today's ride. It's been pretty gruelling, but for some reason I've absolutely loved it. Isn't it weird what people do for fun? When I made my navigational blunder yesterday, not far out of Donji Milanovic, and started to head south rather than southeast, I spotted this road that I'm on now on Google Maps, heading pretty much due southeast down a lovely looking valley, and turning out so far to be an absolute corker. I've turned sort of southeast from Donjilam and I'm ascending this col, which looks like I might pop out fairly soon. Not a lot on the road, dreamy tearing. Just got to make sure you keep brushing the snow off the crutch to avoid the obvious. Otherwise, fantastic! Peeled off the road about 5 o'clock in the gathering gloom. 112k to the good, according to Google Maps, which I'm very happy with. We're all really happy with how how I managed it. Had a good breakfast, changed money, got some supplies, stayed warm, stopped at the right time, ate at the right time. All worked out really well. So about 115 kms out of Sofia. So big push tomorrow. We'll be up early to get back on the road. Day 47. Bulgarian Vista. The bulge in the mat was actually quite useful last night because I chose the most sloping spot. Probably can't really tell from here, but south to Sofia, 110 kilometers away. And my task is very simple. Today I have to cross the Balkan mountains, up and over and down into the Bulgarian capital for a bit of feasting and merriment. It's a beautiful day today. There's no wind, snow on the trees, absolutely buzzing for a few kilometres. It's definitely something quite nice about cycling in the off season in the winter months. But it is a shame not to see the view up ahead. I'm pretty sure, looking south from here, I'd see some pretty big peaks, but not to be. Oh dear. I've just made a 5 kilometre in total detour to a town called Berkovica. About 35 kilometres to the good today. Really good value mileage. And I'm out of food and out of water. So I'm going to top up the supplies, get a coffee, and then it's 80k to Sofia. Rolling out! Back on the road after an excellent little stop. Found a cafe, a couple of coffees and a couple of bakery treats, which seem to be more cream than anything else. And a tea market to restock the very much dwindling food bag and water bottles refilled. And I afforded myself a look at the app Komoot because since I entered Eastern Europe, Google Maps doesn't give cycling directions, and with the car you don't get the gradient profile because, well, you're in a car, doesn't matter. So I plugged it into Komoot, and as I suspected, big coal, big old coal, 1500 metres, 1200 metres up from here, and it's more like 90k actually. The sign says 80 actually, just coming up here. And yeah, 11:30. Let's get to it. Also, I've also booked myself a hostel, the Hostel Mostel, don't know, in Sofia for tonight, purely because it's got a billiards table. Pretty sordid scenes from the roadside. I could not listen to a dry chain up the col, so stopped to clean it off, lube it up, and get a brew on for the col. The layers have been coming off. It'll be down to the t-shirt next, in spite of some particularly wintry looking conditions up the col. The first time in a long while, a little bit of sun breaking through. I wonder if we might pop out here. I found the Bulgarians to be very respectful of cyclists, much more so than the Serbs, and there's been quite a few hoots of encouragement as I spin up the col, and a chap in a van just stopped and asked me if I wanted a lift, to which I politely declined. Popping out. Magnificent scenes. I came around a corner and I must have hit a wall of air, 3-4 degrees warmer. Really well defined temperature inversion. It's almost t-shirt weather. Could be t-shirt on the col. First time I've had it on a bike where the pedals have iced up and I've not been able to get the cleats in, and as if I needed any further confirmation of the temperature, both just went in. Click click. Lovely. Petrahan rolling over, and I would speculate that Han maybe means col in Bulgarianese. conceivably more favourable conditions. 55 to Sofia on the south side of the Balkan mountains. I think I'm going to pop in for a quick cafe to celebrate. Superb! I've left the Montana province and entered the Sofia province, coming over that Col, and it was very reminiscent actually of the Col de Perty all the way back in southern France, but the other way around. It must have been 1-2 degrees on the other side, and maybe, I don't know, 6-7 on this side, descending into lovely relative warmth. Rolling in. The traffic's actually not been too bad by capital city standards. Maybe it's Friday afternoon, but still bad enough for me to try and find an alternative quiet route into the city. The fumes are appalling. There's a lot of cars belching black smoke, which is probably not doing the LVO line much good. Absolutely winning. Hostel Mostel rolling in. If you'd told me in Donji Milanovic 2.5 days ago that I'd be in the middle of Sofia, I'd be very, very happy indeed.